Aviation runs on caffeine. And the military, well, that runs on nicotine. When the two worlds collide, you get the ultimate stimulant fiend known as the military aviator. Well, in today's video, we are going to rank all energy drinks that you can find in your local fridge fund on a tier list to find out which energy drinks will have you questioning your life choices and what energy drink is the absolute GOAT. Hello everyone, my name is Devin Rushing, and if you're new to the channel, I am a Black Hawk pilot in the Army. My YouTube channel covers Army aviation and just general aviation topics as a whole. So if that sounds like it's interesting to you, please give my channel a subscribe. Now on to the video. Alright, first up, we got the good old rain. Tastes pretty good. This one's white gummy bear. All right, Rain, I think, is a solid energy drink. It's the afterburner of energy drink, actually. So, this has 300 milligrams of caffeine. So right off the bat, even if you don't know anything else about this drink, you know you're going to be cruising. It's got BCAAs, amino acids, for the guys and gals that drink energy drinks and then go lift. This is the perfect option for you. So you can hit the flight line, get that sat, hopefully you don't get an unsat, and then hit the gym right after flight line. It's got electrolytes. And then it's got a lot of good stuff in it. All right, so for Rain, let's start with power. The power is off the charts. Definitely a 10 out of 10. I mean, like I said, 300 milligrams of caffeine. You're going to be feeling that for a good 2 to 3 hours. That takes us into duration. So how long it actually lasts, that's important, right? I'll give it about an 8 out of 10 on duration. So you'll certainly feel this for about 2 to 3 hours. So if you drink it before a flight line, it should last you pretty much the whole time you are flying. Or if you take it before a long workout, you'll definitely feel it for your whole entire workout. But it's not something you're going to feel all day long. You know what I mean? So I'll give it an 8. It's definitely going to get you through whatever task that you have to get done. As far as crash, now I got to give it about a 6.5 out of 10 on crash. And the reason why is, although the crash is certainly not a nosedive or anything like that, but there's definitely something that you feel after drinking one. So you definitely feel like a small gradual come down, but not necessarily like a nosedive crash. So 6.5 out of 10 on that scale. And then when we talk about health, now I really want to focus on overall health when we talk about these energy drinks. So it's certainly not going to win any wellness awards, the Rain. And the reason why is because 300 milligrams of caffeine is a lot of stimulation to the dome piece. Now, that's going to make your quality of sleep kind of start to deteriorate. Your heart rate's going to spike. This might have, some effects on your blood pressure over time. So although it's not like the most unhealthy thing on the shelf, I certainly wouldn't make a habit of drinking one of these every single day. So limit your consumption of the Rains. There's nothing wrong with having one a week, or maybe one before like a hardcore study session or something like that. But you certainly want to limit your exposure to them just because they are such an extreme energy drink. Next up, we got the White Monster in a can. If you don't have these in your fridge fund, fire who is ever in charge of it. Immediately fire them right now this minute, because it's not even a fridge fund. This is like the unofficial sponsored drink of the U.S. Army. Let's give her a taste. I don't think I've ever gone to a motor pool or gone into a cruise shack and not seen one of these in a maintainer's hands. I mean, this is one of the most common drinks you'll ever see in the military. By the way, the White Monster tastes delicious. It's honestly a good tasting energy drink. I will say, I don't know what they put in the White Monster, but there is something in this drink that makes you have to piss every 15 minutes, which is why it is not my energy drink of choice before I get into an aircraft. The reason why is because the whole entire time I'm flying, all I'm going to think about is pissing at the next airport or at the next LZ. If you drink one of these, it'll definitely get the job done on waking you up, but you'll have to use the restroom the entire time you're on the flight. Now, as far as ranking the White Monster, as far as power goes, we're going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's certainly not this violent rush of energy, but at the same time, it's going to wake you up and you're going to be ready for the mission. As far as duration, I think it ranks nicely at about a 7 out of 10. And the reason why is because it's not going to wear off before the mission brief is over, but it's certainly, not as powerful as rain. So it's probably going to last you about an hour to an hour and a half. And as far as crash, I don't necessarily feel really a crash whenever I drink a White Monster. So I'd give it about an 8. And then as far as overall health, this is where I'd scored about a 5. And the reason why is, 1, 0 sugar and not, your massive 300 milligrams of caffeine. But at the same time, the fact that it makes you pee every 15 minutes, just kind of, it's weird. You know what I mean? Like, what is in this that's making me have to take a piss every 15 minutes? Overall, on the tier list, we're going to score it in the JP8 category. Next up, we got the old classic Red Bull. And this one is sugar-free because I drink sugar-free Red Bull. Man, the taste isn't bad, but I just get the nostalgia of Jaeger bombs and decisions I regret whenever I was younger and in college. I don't know if anybody else gets that when they drink a Red Bull, but that's just my experience. Now, Red Bull is the standby compass of all the energy drinks. Red Bull is there to get you through the flight when you planned poorly. Just like a standby compass, you certainly wouldn't want to fly an entire instrument flight IMC just by using this standby compass. But at the same time, if you needed to, it would certainly get you through the flight. And that's why I like to call Red Bull the standby compass. Always there, always reliable. Now, as far as power, we'll give the classic Red Bull a 6.5 out of 10. It's certainly not going to just feel like afterburners in your bloodstream, but you'll get a nice subtle wake-up feeling. As far as duration, we'll say a 5.5, more like it'll probably get you an hour to an hour and a half as far as energy boost goes. And as far as crash, I honestly don't really feel a crash on Red Bull. I'd rank it a 9 out of 10. And then as far as health, if you choose the sugar-free version, I'd say 7 out of 10. Certainly has, some artificial ingredients and everything like that. But overall, I don't think it's that unhealthy. So 7 out of 10. And we will put this in the 100 low lead category just because it doesn't have that huge burst of energy and long duration you get with something like a Reign, but it's certainly solid middle ground that'll certainly get you through a flight. Up next, we got the OG of all energy drinks, where it all started. Just classic brewed coffee. Whether you're brewing this up in your kitchen, the pilot lounge, or you're just grabbing a to-go cup of coffee from the 7-Eleven before you jump on your flight, the classic OG cup of coffee is where it all started. Even the Wright brothers were drinking coffee. So as far as coffee goes, classic coffee, if you get a good quality brew, I'd say the power's going to rank about a 6 out of 10. And I mean, you can even get that number up. I mean, coffee comes in all different forms of power. As far as duration, 7.5, pretty reliable on duration. You get you a good cup of coffee and it could last anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. Now, as far as crash is minimal on coffee. You kind of just walk out of it. You know what I mean? There's really no hardcore crash on coffee. And as far as health benefits, I got to give it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I mean, coffee's actually good for you in moderation. If you're drinking like 1 cup of coffee every day, that's completely healthy. It's where you are abusing it, like you're drinking 3 to 4 cups throughout the day. That's where you can kind of run into blood pressure and heart rate problems. But even then, it really just comes down to genetics at that point. Now, I'm going to have to place coffee in the JP8 category. Certainly not in the A category of Jet A, but not that far from top tier. I mean, coffee has stood the test of time, and it's going to be around for the foreseeable future and decades to come. Next up, we got a 5-hour energy. This is an extra strength. Now, 5-hour energy drink is just cut the bullshit out. I don't want to drink a big, giant, tall energy drink. I just want it straight to the system. I used to have an IP in primary, the man who taught me how to fly. Not going to dime him out on here just because, you know, privacy is a real thing in the military. But he used to drink a 5-hour every single flight. Sometimes I'd see him drink 2 5-hour energies every single flight. He loved these things. I go for a 5-hour if, you know, I don't have any time. I'm at the PX and maybe I'm grabbing lunch or something. I like to grab a couple of these, throw in my ankle pocket. They come in handy if you start to kind of come off your high horse and need a little boost. So as far as 5 hours goes, for powers, I'm going to give them a 7. I personally don't think they have just like, you know, that violent wake up, shake you out of your sleep power, but it's certainly not something to sleep on. This one has 230 milligrams of caffeine, so it'll certainly kind of, you know, slap you out of a sleep, but it's not going to like, you know, shoot you off into space. As far as duration, 7.5 on duration. They actually last pretty long. I mean, hence the name, 5-hour energy drink, right? It's supposed to last 5 hours. I don't know if I would give it that much credit, but hey, I probably have a super high tolerance. As far as crash, I don't really get crashes from them. I'll give it about a 5. You're certainly going to come down from that boost of energy that you get, but you're not going to like get a headache or anything like that. And as far as health, the health as far as 5-hour energy drinks, pretty solid. I mean, there's not a whole lot to drink here, you know, so low volume, no sugar, and it's moderately healthy. So for 5-hour energy drinks, I would place the 5-hour in the 100 low lead. Certainly dependable, gets the job done, does what you need it to do, but that's not JP8 or Jet A. So next up, we got Celsius. That actually tastes really good. This one is the Celsius Tropical Vibe Sparkling Starfruit Pineapple Edition. Celsius is for the people that work out and like to pretend they're making a healthy decision on their energy drink choices. If you have a Celsius in your hand, you also have a weightlifting belt right next to your gym bag and creatine in the trunk of your Subaru, also right next to your unresolved trauma. Now for Celsius, for power, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's got 200 milligrams of caffeine, so it does have a nice punch to wake you up. As far as duration, I'd score it about a 7.5 out of 10. You'll probably get about 2 hours out of it. Crash, I don't really get crashes on Celsius, although I got to be honest, I don't drink Celsiuses that much. But the times that I haven't really experienced a crash on them. So I'd say probably a 5. And then as far as health, I would score it probably a 6. It's got a lot of ingredients. It's marketed really well to make it seem like it's healthy, but I certainly wouldn't make a habit of drinking these every single day. It really is. When you're talking about energy drinks and health, the healthiest energy drink is always going to be your typical coffee if you must have energy. Energy drinks aren't just healthy enough to drink and consume every single day. As far as what I would score it on the tier list, we're going to score Celsius 100 low lead. So dependable energy drink, but that's about it. It's dependable. It'll wake you up. It'll get you through the day. But yeah, 100 low lead. Next up, we got NOS. Taste is pretty mid on the taste. Now, I'm going to be dead up honest with you. This is probably my least favorite of all energy drinks. I never drink these. So NOS. This is like what you go to if like you literally have nothing else to drink and you are just like so sleep deprived, but you have to just get through the day and this is your only option. And even then, I would suggest not drinking it. This is going to be the first energy drink I rate as gutter oil. So as far as power, I would give it like maybe a 7. It's got, I think, 160 milligrams of caffeine, so it would certainly wake you up. Duration, not very long. I think because it has so much sugar in it, like that 160 milligrams of caffeine that you get, so your boost, I think you find that crash really quick because it has 51 grams of sugar. So like, yeah, boom, you're getting that 160 milligrams of caffeine, but you're crashing really hard because you're taking 51 milligrams of sugar with it, which is terrible for you. The crash is just a nosedive. Crash is terrible. Like 9 out of 10 for the crash. And then health, score it like a 3. It's terrible for you. Do not drink this energy drink unless like you absolutely have no other option. You're literally about to fall asleep standing up. And it's only a temporary solution. It's going to buy you like maybe an hour. So you better be walking or getting close to a bed to lay down. Like I said, we're going to score NOS as in our gutter oil category. Next, we got The Starbucks cold brew, my personal favorite. This stuff is the fusion energy of everything on this tier list. I mean, the power you get from a Starbucks cold brew, it just beams you up. Like, you're ready to conquer the day. The minute you swallow down a venti cold brew Starbucks coffee, you're ready to tackle a day. The universe can throw whatever it wants at you. You will grand slam it out of the park. So for power, 9 out of 10, 100%. And for duration, 9 out of 10. I can drink one of these in the morning and still feel full of energy, like all the way up until like 1800 at night. And then crash, I would say the crash is minimal, if anything. I really don't feel a crash from cold brew coffee, mainly because it's just coffee. It's literally a bean grown out of Mother Earth. Like, it's natural. It's just cold brew coffee. There's no chemicals or anything. There's nothing added to this. It's just straight coffee. And then as far as health, 8 out of 10. No sugar, nothing. It's straight from the earth. I don't put anything in my coffee. I straight up just drink straight coffee. This 100% no questions asked will go into the Jet A category as the GOAT of all energy drinks in aviation. The Starbucks cold brew. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. But before you go, please leave me a comment on what is your favorite energy drink. Whether it was on the list or it wasn't on the list, I want to hear what gets you guys through the daily grind of either the military, aviation, or just your work life in general. I want to hear it.